Welcome back to Transport Fever 2 and the start of the Switzerland mission, which is set in the 1930s, so we're starting to get a lot more modern, I would imagine, or at least from the picture in front of us, and we should get an introduction, hopefully. Take it away, narrator?
The global economy is down for the count. The political climate has dark clouds on the horizon. In Switzerland too, events are being viewed with a worried eye. Of all people, you have been promoted in this precarious situation.
I know, right? Terrible.
Only recently it's now you who guides the fate of the Swiss Federal Railways. Make your contributions so that the country survives these difficult times unharmed. There were times when the future looked rosier. That goes for the Swiss Federal Railways as well. The business losses are too heavy, even for a state-run railroad. You have the equally difficult and thankless task to reduce as many expenses as possible while still maintaining basic service. That's the story. Good luck with it. It's painful, but there's no other way. You're forced to reduce maintenance and abandon services that don't make a profit.
Okay, so the loss last month was 368,000. I need to reduce the loss to a maximum of 20,000 per month. Okay, fine. I guess I'm going to have to look into the statistics now and see whether we can find out which one is just making a terrible loss. Let's just look at vehicle statistics. Balance, fine. I guess I'm going to need to find the losses, aren't I? Give me a second. So I've switched on to line statistics down here, and it says obviously reduce the costs. I just want to look at the lines themselves. Linie 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hope that's the right pronunciation. And you'll see that one of them is okay, and the rest are not. Definitely not. So yeah, what I'm going to do is just send each of these to a depot. And maybe just send them to the depot for the moment. Oh, I'm able to find path to stop. Fine, I guess we're just going to sell them. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing here. Well, if I hit the right button, I'm going to do it. Sell. And you're going to go away as well. And it says to maximum 20,000 a month. This was profitable, but if it's not going to be profitable, then I'm just going to shut it down. Okay, and well, let's see what happens when it trips over a month, and let's see if that's going to actually help. Lines 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, I'm just going to shut them all off. Okay, they're all gone. And technically, we shouldn't actually be having a loss because nothing's happening. Let's see if that actually works. So all the lines are now gone, all the trains are now gone, and loss last month had dropped to 103,000. And we'll see what happens when it trips over from April into May. Is that going to actually improve? April 30th, May 1st. We're still making a loss. So I guess we've got to figure out a new line that actually starts us basically gaining money. So we've got to get bread to each of these places. You can see, and there is also a farm over here. So we're looking for probably some sort of well, is there a tunnel between these two sides? There is. Good. Okay, so we're looking for some place that makes bread, and we're going to just supply it to the various different places. There is a food processing plant, so that's going to take the input from any farms. Since we have a farm here, we may as well hook those up. I think they're all connected via railway. A little bit annoying. I would like some roads, but apparently no, we're not going to have any roads whatsoever in this map. So I'm going to set up a line going from here to here, and then from here to distribute outwards, going this way, because there's nothing up there that needs the bread. Everything else is down here. So St. Gallen, Zurich, Lucerne, etc., etc. You've seen me do this before, so I'm just going to skip forwards. And one interesting thing here is that you can buy trains, but the tracks they're going to be running on are not electrified by default. And you see, oh, this is actually a double track. Okay, so we need to actually electrify them in order for us to be able to buy electric trains and have them run. So if I want trains to run this way, Well, we're going to have to upgrade everything to the new type of track. And I'm going to need to do that all the way around and get to the right point. So, yeah, bear with me while I upgrade that. I've now upgraded all the tracking between the depot and this stop, which is where the granary is, if you want to think of it like that, and the farm over here. That's all been upgraded to electrification tools, but upgraded it to electrified rail, and also I've decided to upgrade it to high-speed track as well while I'm at it. Not that I expected to be needing high speed, I would imagine, but hey, we're going to give it a try, and that's where the difference is. So now, hopefully, I should be able to assign the train to it. Yep, that's going to go out. And how fast are you going to be going along this track? Seems pretty normal to me. Anyway, that's got that going, and we've got, of course, 2 railway lines side by side. Does it let us lay those? I wonder. No, we have to lay them individually. That's annoying. Anyway, that's that going, and then I'll go and set up the rest of the line, etc., to distribute goods from here back out to various places. So Roman's Horn is the closest one, of course, and then we'll start to add more into the whole system. And with that done, we've got a train that should be transporting food eventually once it starts picking stuff up. Although it will need, of course, maybe to have more wagons. But for the meantime, we get given this extra thing. So maintaining the basic service, it basically wants us to add a passenger railway. And what I was just thinking about doing there is maybe moving people from Zurich to Lucerne. We've got this big ring rail that we can transport people around. And Schaffhausen up there at the top, and St. Gallen. And then even down here, down at Como and Locarno. So, yeah, it says transport 100 passengers, so we shouldn't need that much to get going. I'm just going to have these 3 linked, I think, at the moment. And then we're not going to get interfered with the food production too much, other than when they actually come onto this area. So we'll just create a new line for that. We're just going to get a passenger line going. So passenger, click on those icons. Remember to click on the correct icons, otherwise you get issues with that sort of thing. And let's just call this sort of north passenger line. Okay, we'll get that going. Then we're just going to add a new train. So North Passenger Line is the one we want to send it onto. North Train Depot is right there. So let's just get that, and then just go for electric as before. We're just going to use this sort of cheaper train. And then wagons, passenger, we have a couple of ones with different capacities. I want the high capacity one, really, I would have thought. So let's just add 3 of those, maybe. Yeah, 9 million. And let's just assign that to our North Passenger Line. And that can get that going. I don't know what the public transport accessibility value is, but it's increasing. So I guess it's how many people maybe have access to public transport. So maybe that's to do with how many of these stations we're actually linking together. We'll see once this actually starts transporting people, whether this stops at a certain point or not. We'll see on that front entirely. So yeah, hopefully we'll start making a profit, because we really aren't right now. We're down to 73 million from like 110 that we started with. The electrification of this whole thing got us going in terms of spending. So yep, I'm going to keep my eye on it for a few minutes.
The mood among the neighbouring countries is turning increasingly hostile. The Swiss Federal Council has decided to prepare for all contingencies. It needs your help so that Switzerland can defend its neutrality in the event of war. All arrangements are to be made for a state of emergency. The militia ought to be mobilised. Storage facilities must be stocked. It's advisable to create reserves so that the country could withstand a siege by hostile forces for as long as possible. At the same time, life goes on, and day-to-day needs still want to be met.
Okay, so we're already supplying towns with food. Remember, I just did that just to start off with. So we need to fill a north and south reserves with a total of 100 units of grain. Well, we already have, technically, some grain. We're already bringing it from here over to here, so that shouldn't be a problem. Except that we already have a separate Zurich farm here that we could use just to bring it straight to the reserves. So I don't necessarily need to do anything apart from buy another train, and that's sort of a bit of a problem with my account balance. Let's buy a simple, well, cheaper train. Let's put it that way. Buy some vehicles. So why don't we just add, what's the sort of cheapest electric we can add? And then some cargo. We want basically wheat. So it's going to be this one, and I'm just going to add one of those. 8 capacity. That might take a little while. Let's just add that much. Okay. Buy one of those. Okay. And now we need to send it to a new line, essentially. So let's just create a new line from here down to here. Okay. And that is then started. And wheat reserves. And what we should be able to do is then set it to head all the way down here to the south reserve as well. Yeah, except that this is not electrified yet. So I would need to electrify the route going that snake S sort of shape, going through, well, not the mountains, but the actual southern valley. So I need to do that while you jump forwards. So while I've electrified that lower section of the rail, I just want to take a look at the line statistics while this last train is coming in, hopefully with our reserves. I'm only filling the north one, so hopefully it counts as it doesn't need the south one as well, but we'll see in a minute. You'll see the wheat food line is actually profitable. The others, not so much. So I need to amend those into getting more profit to actually basically occur. And there's our train. It's waiting at the signals because the food train is going out. Yeah, and it's going to go around. Fair enough. And is that enough? Looks like it is.
War has broken out. Switzerland is surrounded on all sides by warring factions. A tricky situation. The Axis powers of Germany and Italy want to conduct transit from north to south through the Gotthard Tunnel. The Allies won't like that. The alternative will be to blow up the tunnel. Then no one will get through anymore. Which is the lesser of the two evils? A decision must be made. Will Switzerland anger the Axis powers by blowing up the mined Gotthard Tunnel? Or should this key north-south link remain intact?
Yeah, well, we're not letting the Axis powers.
In these hard times, everything is in short supply. The little there is calls for distributing it fairly.
Okay, so food supplied to the towns, but I'm already using it, so fair enough.
Jews are no longer safe beyond the border. Despite this, the Swiss government is no longer willing to grant them asylum.
Boo.
Captain Gruninger, a courageous commanding police officer from St. Gallen, isn't prepared to go along with this policy. Help him to protect people whose lives and freedom are endangered from being persecuted.
Yep, we're going to accept that.
Bring people secretly across the border by bus without getting caught.
Okay, a line from St. Gallen, which is here, right here, to Bregenz, which is right here. Is that a border? Doesn't really have anything to suggest it's a border. By bus, though. We don't have a road. We need a road. Yeah, we have no roads. But it does say by bus. Do we even have buses in this map? Does it let us do that? I assume it does. Ooh, we got a new extra large street as well. Okay, so maybe we have to establish a road route this way then. Okay, so let's give this a go. I'm going to take a road from here outwards, and we've got 38 million. I'm steadily losing money continually. We're going to cross over the railway a little bit, and let's just head all the way along. We're going to cross over again, link it to just going past the food place, which is exactly where we want, and then into their road there. Okay, that should be fine, which means I just need a line going from one to the other. So going from, we're going to need some sort of passenger way of getting them to stop a little while. So bus or tram stop, and let's just put it right in the center here. And then right over here. So anywhere will do in the town this size, I guess. But that will do. So let's get that line established. So one from there to here. And that's our bus line. So Jewish escape. Let's call it that. And then we need to just basically assign a vehicle, don't we? So let's just buy some vehicles. Do we have any depots? We do not. So let's get one of those down. A road depot. And I guess we're going to just put it here for now. Yep, one road depot, buy a vehicle. Passenger vehicle, we only have one. A Daimler deck seat car, which carries 11 people at once. Okay, let's buy one. Because my dwindling supplies of money, I need to look at that pretty soon. We can just assign them to this Jewish escape, and off they go. So that's 11 people, and you just need to transport people. It doesn't say how many. Also, this one, food supplies to the town, which we've already done. and process 100 units of grain from the north or south. So we probably want to get the grain pulled all the way out of the reserves again, which means I can probably just add a stop to my existing line. So if I just go to my wheat to food line and add a station right here. Okay, and that should go and pick up stuff as the last sort of option and pick that up and then bring it back round, and hopefully that will deal with that mission as well. So large numbers of people were able to be saved from persecution, but now when someone's blown the whistle on it, nasty Nazi Axis people, let's get this going and see what we can do. Oh no, wait, no extra mission? Oh well. Food supplies to the town, that's going to get going. I did separate that line into two. I've got food to people and food to people short range. Short range is just going from here to Roman's Horn and St. Gallen, and the long range one, the one with a lot of cars on the back, is going to each of these two. So Zurich and Lucerne, and maybe we can add, if we had a tunnel, well, does that not count this tunnel? It must be a different tunnel we blew up. In any case, yeah, we're going to extend it to both of those, and we can extend it south as well if we want to. Ideally, I would like some kind of profit sometime soon. The Jewish escape line is actually pretty profitable. Don't know what that says about us in general, but line 1 I'm not doing anything with, and each of these others is losing money. Oh no.
Isle of Switzerland. In the meantime, the supply situation is so uncertain that urban parks and gardens are being turned into potato fields. Despite your masterpieces in logistics, there's never enough for everyone. And to a certain extent, your decision involving the Gotthard had serious consequences too. Wherever possible, try to survive these hard times in one piece. In these difficult times, domestic industry is particularly reliant on your services. Your customers, well, when all is said and done, you can't just pick and choose.
Yes, so I'm not sure I want to basically supply the Germans with machines, but yeah, I guess we're going to have to for this mission, unfortunately. This was our food processing plant leveling up, because I got the trains to the point whereby, well, first of all, it's draining goods.
Still remains steadfastly
yes.
committed to its neutrality. The warring parties have tolerated this state of affairs so far. Some forces in neutral Switzerland will be pleased to see the country join the Third Reich.
No, it's not happening.
The plot wants to hand the country to the Germans on a silver platter. That can't be allowed to happen. Sabotage this diabolical plan. A meeting of conspirators is supposed to occur in the near future at a mansion on Rosenberg Hill in St. Gallen. Find and infiltrate the group.
Okay, as I was saying, the food processing plant leveled up because I was supplying it with enough wheat from the farm over here for that to actually occur. And you'll see I'm still losing money. I'm having to take out loans. However, it is getting better. The wheat to food line is better. I'm just increasing the number of wagons, basically, to have a lot of supply in this sort of point. The Jewish escape, I've added a few more buses, and that is continuing to be profitable. And then we've got the North passenger line, which is not, even though I did put on a number of extra wagons. Food to people and food to people short range, they have a lot of wagons, but they just don't have enough food to fill themselves to make it more profitable. So it's now just leveled up. Hopefully that means it is going to become able to supply more food. You see food starts to pile up here. Well, let's see how it goes. And in the meantime, if you need to take loans, you can down here. I'm not sure how much the interest payment's going to be, but maximum loan 30 million. Okay, so let's just take out a little bit more. There we go. And let's just see what the clue is. So clue is going to be down here. So there's a meeting in St. Gallen, a secret meeting place. It's literally called secret meeting place. Okay. Is that it? Are you going to give me the secret meeting place?
The plotters intend to infiltrate the Swiss elite and prepare a coup. They want to press ahead with their plans in Zurich.
Okay, is there another secret meeting place? Well, it doesn't say so. Oh, secret meeting place 2. Yeah, there it is. It's a little house with a rock. It's positively scandalous. Apparently there are those who sympathise with the plot. And then it's on the Gotthard Pass between fascists and member of the Swiss army. So yes, this was the actual tunnel we blew up. because I tried to put a route down there to supply food. Nope, it isn't there anymore, so nothing we can do. Oh, and there's the little house on the hillside. Okay. There it is. Can you give me that? That's the only problem with this sometimes. Oh, there we go. Oh, hang on. Transporting people. Bring the person to secret meeting place 1, secret meeting place 2. Yeah.
A troop of fascist guerrillas is supposed to put the squad of Swiss Army officers out of action, making the leaderless troops an easy target for the Axis forces. Work together with a few like-minded people to make sure it doesn't come to that.
Okay, I see how we can easily get people to secret meeting place 1 and 2. 3's on the side of a mountain. I mean, I suppose I could build a tiny road, but yeah, that's maybe a little bit of a problem. I want to be more profitable first. I'm still losing money. How do I stop losing money? Are you actually getting some food now? Let's see how much is actually built up on the station. It is actually filling up, but not full. The train is certainly, and it's also leaving spaces from some machines. I don't necessarily want that, so maybe that's just a matter of if it has enough supply, then this cargo sort of reservation will disappear. I'm not sure if we can actually reserve cargo otherwise. Manage vehicle. Is there anything I can do on the edit screen to actually say I only want one type of cargo? No, doesn't appear to be. At least not for now. And to get rid of all the unprofitable stuff, I basically turned off all the trains. I went and then started crafting some other bits and pieces. So I created a north bus route that goes from basically Bregenz up to, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that, Friedrichshafen. Yeah, that's a bus route. I also created the 2 quest ones, so the machines going from here to up to there again. And then the grain is down at the south, so you can't really do trains for this one. It needs to go from here, which is a grain warehouse. It just generates grain, it seems, and just delivering it in the town. So that's just a truck route, and that is again generating profits. And this thing's going down, but that's because I've just been buying some trucks. We are actually profitable as far as this is concerned, so I will take that and run with it. I've also just created a Zurich bus route, so that's another one going from Zurich to Lucerne and back again, and hopefully you basically move some people around. Yeah, the people do actually, if you zoom in here and you're not on this screen, when you're actually editing stuff, they basically needed more food still, but they were massively unprofitable, at least using trains. So maybe that needs to be something I'll look into, but we are getting all of the stuff done for the mission, so that's good.
The war is over.
The war is
Thanks
over.
to your clever logistics tactics, the country has survived the catastrophe relatively unscathed.
In 1937, no
now it's
doubt.
time to look ahead and guide the Federal Railways towards a profitable future. However, first of all, there are still some repairs to be made. Now that the Axis powers have been beaten, the north-south link through the Gotthard Tunnel can be put back into operation again, as soon as the tunnel is cleared.
Okay, so we need to clear the tunnel, which means delivering some machines. I'm continuing to borrow, and we are profitable on all of our lines now, but, you know, obviously things like maintenance basically consumes lots of money per year. So, yeah, I may have to get even more profitable, but we've got a few things going there with various different lines.
Switzerland awaits a high-ranking
Yes,
visitor.
a high-ranking
A
visitor.
celebrity as dignified as Mr. Churchill deserves to be treated appropriately. Use your best locomotive to chauffeur the Englishman around the country.
Okay, so we've got to go and buy... It's like the SAR tour in the previous thing. We've got to go and buy a specific vehicle just for Churchill to tour the country. Wonderful. Let's just buy 3 million worth of vehicle just for that guy. I suppose he you know, was famous, but so, yeah, I guess we'll just create a line for it. Easy enough. New line, one going from Zurich to St. Gallen. And then we'll just manage the vehicles, and that's line 1 there. Yep, so we just want the vehicle from North Train Depot going to line 1. That should deal with that automatically, and we can forget about it. Mainly, we want machines down here to the station tunnel entrance from all the way up here. Now, I had my machines going via truck, essentially, heading that way. And that was for something else entirely. So now we're going to want to probably just edit my existing train. It is producing profits, though, so... Oh, no, no, maybe it isn't producing profits. Oh, no, it does occasionally produce profits. Let's just manage the vehicle. We need to get 50 machines, so let's just edit the vehicle. And what capacity did each of you have for cargo? You have machines for this. Capacity of 8 per boxcar. We don't have boxcars at the moment, so let's just take off some of these.
What a joy. Sir Winston Churchill is delighted. What an honour. In celebration of this memorable event, from now on, the locomotive will bear the great man's name.
Okay, and we'll basically do that. That'll give us some money back. And then we're going to reassign this one to a new line. And it's going to be going again from here, but this time it's going all the way down here to where the machines are. And that was that going. So machines to tunnel, machines to tunnel, machines to tunnel. And we'll have to rebuild that tunnel that we blew up to stop the Axis powers in approximately 10 to 15 years too early. Anyway, aside from that, that needs to wait a little while. It should need to take 2 trips once it's full of actual machines. But it's not full of any machines at the moment because none is actually building up. They're all being provided to this truck stop, and they should now start to appear on the railway platform, essentially. In the meantime, I'm continuing to try and find more routes for profit. I've got the Zurich bus route going here, so it's going from Zurich across to Lucerne, and then I've got another bus route going north. And they're actually fairly profitable by comparison to my earlier wheat attempts. So yeah, do consider doing that. And here we go. That should be the final load of machines, I would imagine. 42, 43.
What good news. After years of making do without, the urge to travel is finally on the rise again. And in the transport sector, hopefully revenue figures will be back to black soon.
Okay, end of year with profit. Yeah, that wasn't working so far, but you can see it started to turn around a little bit. Whether this machines to the tunnel route can actually make any kind of profit whatsoever is something else entirely, because presumably the tunnel's open now, but hey, if that continues to just be taking machines, then cool, I guess. I'll leave it running for a little while, and we'll see if we're able to make a profit. I'm at the maximum loan amount now, so basically I've got a lot of interest payments to make. And all that you've got to do to get profit is to sell a train, because it counts as profit. So yeah, that's fine, I guess. We do have this one thing left to do. Press OK there, which is to bring people to secret meeting places. That shouldn't be much of an issue in that it is basically just a bus stop, I think. So why don't we just do and see if that's actually the case. A bus stop right there. Does this one actually count? It should do, you'd expect, but it says transport the people. It doesn't say where that actually is, but hey, I guess we can just add that to the existing bus routes. So I have a bus route here, I can add a station right there. Okay, and that can be included. And then secret meeting place 2, well, that's nowhere near anywhere. Although we have the Zurich bus route, so we can just add another, basically a bus or a tram stop right there. Let's put it actually on here. And amend that line so the Zurich bus route can have that. Whoops, at a station. That can be included. And then the third one is just a place in the middle of nowhere. That seems a terrible waste, but okay. I guess we can get to some sort of basically road from over here somewhere, from Lucerne. That seems like the only reasonable place to bring stuff from. So small street, let's bring ourselves all the way around here. Kind of costs a little bit. I'm going to make sure I do shorter sections just so that it builds over the top. If you try to drag a long section, it just tries to build through whatever you're actually doing, which is very, very expensive depending on where you actually put it. So I'm just going to save a little bit of money here. I am profitable now, but I'm still basically being a bit paranoid, and I don't want to tunnel. I just want to go uphill. Okay, still no tunnel, please. They're just digging into the actual thing. How about we bring something down from up here, and we try and get that down the actual hillside just by going zigzag. And we can see if that can connect. I don't need a bridge. I just want this to go downhill. Maybe there's a maximum gradient. That's quite possible. And how about we just continue to go down like that and switch back maybe. Okay, this is looking a little bit more promising. And can we actually go just straight downhill at this point? Maybe not. Okay, 1 second. And as easy as that, 2 of the 3 meeting places are now got people transported to them. And the third one, well, I had to build quite a long switchback out here. Yep, all the way zigzagging up this road, and we have a bus stop up there. And I put it on the same Zurich travel route just to get this complete, but of course we're going to basically delete that once this actual once this bus, hopefully carrying people, gets up there. Yeah, it's got 11 people on board. I hope you're going to like a trip into the mountains, because there's nothing else to see up here. And I guess we can just get rid of these segments. We don't need them. And that should be the end of the mission. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. If you have, give it a like down below. Give it a thumbs up. That's more than helpful to the channel. And we will basically anticipate all of your comments down below telling me all the things I did wrong that we need to improve. I've started to pay back loans. That's why my account balance is quite low down there. And of course that will help. My earnings show as negative, of course. But you can see my lines are actually fairly positive here. So as this accrues, I can just then pay back loans. But that's the last mission on the Swiss map. So we have that done. And I think we're going to head to the main menu. Quick to main menu. And let's see what the next mission is.
The second third of the 20th century is just dawning in sunny California. The friendly weather is as advantageous to the aviation industry as it is to the Hollywood dream factory. And right between them, Howard Hughes. The enterprising heir to millions has lofty ambitions. He wants to be the best pilot on Earth, and the best golfer, and the best film producer.
Okay, so we're heading to California and to Hollywood next episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed this as before, and as always, thanks for watching.